Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Flock and Eagle Podcast, a Week 14 edition where Philadelphia Eagles go on to face the New Orleans Saints. I am Kyle Meagher, along with my co-host Zach Harris. Will be here every single Thursday. This time it's Friday because I had a lot of stuff to do yesterday, but that's besides the point. The Philadelphia Eagles are 3-8-1. The season's been a complete shit show, but mathematically, we're still in the divisional race, which brings me to my main topic at hand. Jalen Hurts is now the new quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles, the starting quarterback over the main man, Carson Wentz, $128 million man. Carson Wentz, a couple years ago, MVP of the league. Now you're handing it off to, let's just say, a rookie project quarterback, which I don't think is going to be any good. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. Maybe he won't. But I want to bring this up real quick because I was talking to my main man, Zach, earlier today, basically saying how Carson Wentz won't start another game in Midnight Green. And when I say start another game, I mean not take a snap as the starting quarterback. Now, he may come in for a couple plays here and there, especially throughout the next 4 games. All right, I understand that. But snap as in starting quarterback, it's not going to happen ever again. And here's why. We are still mathematically in the divisional race, no matter what. All right? The division sucks. We all understand that. Every single team in this division is not good. Giants fans, when you're mathematically still in divisional race, I don't care if you've sucked. I don't care if your pussy's hurting. I just do not care. If you're the franchise guy and you're getting paid all that money, especially starting next year, you are in the football game as the franchise quarterback. You are the guy that goes down with the ship. If they turn to Jalen Hurts because they feel like that he is the best man for the job no matter what, which they clearly do at this point, Carson Wentz is done as the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. A lot of people don't seem to put 2 and 2 together. You're still in a divisional race. Your franchise guy is the guy that should lead you that way or go down a sinking ship. It shouldn't be up to a rookie to decide your fate. If your fate is already decided via the front office that you can't finish out the season no matter what, then I guess it is what it is. But the way I see it is that we are still in divisional race with all these teams that are not proven. And the best man for the job should be your franchise quarterback. Jalen Hurts, to me, I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, if he proves me wrong, fine. I understand it. But to me, it's just a very bad look on the franchise. It's a very bad look for Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is obviously pissed off. And the fact of the matter is that all these reporters are saying that, oh, Carson Wentz is handling being a backup well. He's handling the Taysom Hill role pretty well on this team. Well, no shit. When you're getting paid that much money, you're going to handle anything well, especially when you're sitting on the bench. I hate to break it to you. This isn't a prediction. This is a guaranteed fact, guys. No matter how much dead money we'll have to eat up, Carson Wentz will not be a Philadelphia Eagle past this season. And you guys may cry. You guys might be happy. I'll be like, whatever. Whoever suits his team better, keep him. Whoever doesn't, send him off. I don't care. But the fact of the matter is Carson Wentz will not be here after the 2020 NFL season with the Philadelphia Eagles. My guess is he'll probably go to Indianapolis because he fits well over there. But I'm just going to take this time because I know it's going to happen. I'm going to take this time. A lot of people think I hate Carson Wentz, which is not the case. I'm going to take this time to say thank you, Carson Wentz, for all you've done for us. Especially in 2017, you set up the 13-3 record to go into the playoffs as the number 1 seed. Thank you. I truly appreciate everything you've done for the city. Wherever you may go, Indianapolis, the Patriots, wherever you may go, I will be rooting for you as a person. Not only as a person, but as an athlete. Maybe I'll go to one of your games as well. Because you did help us on that way to victory in 2018, February 4th. So I want to thank you for your services for this team. And that's all I have to say about that. That said, I'm going to bring my main man, Zach Harris. Zachy, how you doing, buddy?
Rocking a Jalen Hurts college jersey, going back to Bama. I want to lead off with, if you're rooting against Jalen Hurts, you're not an Eagles fan. If you are rooting for Carson Wentz to fail, you're not an Eagles fan. We are rooting for the Philadelphia Eagles to succeed. The Philadelphia Eagles hold the key to my heart, and I root for the Eagles. I don't root for Jalen. I don't root for Carson Wentz. I root for whoever is the leader of this squad. And there's just so much division, and there's been division over the last 3 years, and I'm just over it. Root for the Philadelphia Eagles. Not Nick Foles, not Carson Wentz, not Jalen Hurts, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and that leads me to the next point I was about to make. I actually put up a post in the Fall Like an Eagle podcast group page where there was this one fan in particular that it just stuck out to my eyes, where I had to make a post out of this. And this is the first time in history of Fall Like an Eagle podcast where I made a post about a fan saying something really stupid. He said, quote unquote, "If you're rooting for Hurts this Sunday, you are not a real fan." Now, I thought that was kind of funny because I got flashbacks of all the Wentz fans telling me if I'm rooting for Foles over Wentz to succeed, then I'm not a real Eagles fan, even though Foles won the Super Bowl. I just think that this fan base is in shambles right now. I feel like this fan base just I don't know if it's the Super Bowl win. I don't know if they're not happy with the guy who won the Super Bowl. Well, clearly that might be the case, but the fan base is just in shambles. The fan base is broken, just like Carson Wentz. And I don't know if it's ever going to go back to normalcy. I truly don't. But what I will say is I don't like the road that has been going down. I'm not sure that Jalen Hurts is the right fit for this team. I guess we'll see on Sunday. But I don't know. Like, especially if Hurts doesn't work out, you're obviously going to have to draft a new quarterback. And when do you do that? Do you wait till after next season? There's a lot of question marks. All I know is there's one question that's not a question mark in my book. Carson Wentz is not going to be here after this season. And that's all I got to say about that.
I'm going to disagree with you there.
Always.
I just think Howie Roseman being as cheap as possible. If Howie Roseman's still with the Philadelphia Eagles, there's no way Carson Wentz isn't on this team next year. He's not going to want to take a $33 million cap hit to trade Carson Wentz and not have him on this team at all. Even if he backs up next year, which I highly doubt he will, I think he's going to go in as the front runner for the starting gig, but with a little bit of an open competition. But I don't think Howie Roseman's going to trade him and take that $33 million cap hit because you know him. He's frugal as all hell when it comes to his money, and I just don't see that happening.
Well, Zomp actually brought up a good point. And before I say what Zomp brought up, I'm going to say this right here, right now. I'm a big Vegas odds guy. Huge Vegas odds. Yesterday, before I came to my conclusion of my thoughts and opinions on Carson Wentz, Vegas had Jalen Hurts being the front runner to start for this football team next season over Carson Wentz. And Vegas is rarely wrong. So, yes, I agree that he is a cheap motherfucker in Howie Roseman. I understand that. But Howie Roseman's going to take this time and collective thoughts to realize that maybe he did fuck up and he's going to want to fix whatever he made wrong possible. So I feel that he is going to make a splash in this year's draft. I truly do. And when do I ever say that? I don't. I think Howie Roseman's a joke. But I think he has one more chance based off the Super Bowl, and Lurie is very loyal. So I feel like this upcoming draft could be a shot where the Philadelphia Eagles may actually take a quarterback. And a lot of people are saying, well, we invested a lot in the quarterbacks already. Why would we go after another one? We have to build the team. Well, that is actually smart. But at the same time, you're not dealing with any average franchise here. You're dealing with a franchise that goes backwards. So us being the backwards franchise, we're going to do what's not necessary, and we're just going to throw it all away because it's not working. So that's all there is to that. But yeah, Zach, I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Going into this New Orleans Saints game, do you have any hope of us pulling this game out? I know you're a huge Jalen Hurts guy. You're a huge Alabama guy. Do you think we could pull this game out, or do you think it's a lost cause?
All right, here comes my homer side because watching Jalen for 3 years at Alabama and then 1 year at Oklahoma, I've seen him progressively get better. I'm not saying that he's going to be a great passer in the NFL because he was still trying to become a great passer in college. He was a great college football player. I couldn't say if he was a great college quarterback. He did come in second in a Heisman at Oklahoma, but they had 2 Heismans in a row and almost was a 3rd Heisman in a row. That just goes to show you Lincoln Riley's offense just predicates on great play by the quarterback. For me, I'm going to give us an outside chance only because I know how well Jalen is on the field. He's a gamer. He will do whatever it takes to win, whether it's him running out of the pocket 60 times in one game. Obviously, that's unrealistic. But he's going to do whatever it takes to win. He's going to take a beating. He's going to take a punishment. Doesn't matter. He's going to get up and keep on going. He's going to try to run for it. He's going to try to pass for it. He's going to be all over the field. And he's got great leadership. Nick Saban said he's one of the easiest guys to fall in love with. That's absolutely true. If you just watch this kid's passion and the love for the game, and he's been through so much, and he still gets up, and he's still a great teammate. Even during his years at Alabama when he lost his job to Tua Tagovailoa, he was the first one giving high fives to Tua Tagovailoa, first one talking to him, the offense, trying to get him back in rhythm. He is a great team guy, a great leader, and for some reason, I just feel like the team is just going to, get a little bit of energy because of what he brings. Everybody's been talking about his swagger. That's absolutely Jalen in a nutshell. He's got swagger. He's got leadership. And for that reason, I think that he's going to try to drag this team to a win. I just don't know if this team's good enough to get a win.
Yeah, but swagger, love, and leadership doesn't necessarily bring you talent. You know what I'm saying? It's like Jalen Hurts, as an outside fan, respectably, I know you're a huge Alabama fan, all right? I have to disagree with you that I think the guy is just not talented. He's not talented. A lot of people are talking about his arm strength last week against the Green Bay Packers. Listen, guys, I'm going to make this very simple for you. For you guys watching, I'm going to do my hand gestures. And for you guys listening, I'm just going to speak with my hand gestures in your mind, all right? Jalen Hurts made a 35-yard completion, and I'm pretty sure he made a 30-yard pass on 4th and 18 to Greg Ward in the end zone. Those are passes that any starting varsity QB could make, all right? Those are passes that you should make as a quarterback that is not in the NFL. Hell, not even in college. As a quarterback in varsity, the varsity level of high school, you're supposed to throw near 50 yards. All right? 35 yards is not that far. Now, did he put it on the money to Jalen Reagor? Yeah, he did. It was a great pass. All right? But the consistency comes into play. I want to see against the New Orleans Saints, one of the top defenses in the league, if he's consistent with those passes. Now, if he is, we're getting somewhere. But for you guys to say he has arm strength, no. Nope. The guy cannot throw a bomb to save his life. Can't. I've watched him all throughout college, and that's the one thing that hurt him. Cannot throw a bomb. So you guys have to get that out of your head right now because it's not going to happen.
He's got average to slightly above average arm strength. I wouldn't brag about it, but it's not below average, put it that way. No, the reason that I think they have an outside shot is, 1, because of his leadership, but 2, because this offensive line isn't going to get any better just because Jalen Hurts is back there. They're going to look a little bit better because Jalen's a lot more mobile than Carson Wentz, and Jalen's not afraid to run. When you see Carson sitting in that pocket for too long, holding on to the ball, trying to make a play because his receivers aren't getting open, or his receivers are getting open and he doesn't have time in the pocket, there's lanes to run. He just doesn't run for whatever reason, whether they beat it into him to stay in the pocket or just, he's just trying to make a move from the pocket. Jalen's not that guy. He's going to go to his first read, maybe his second read, but he's going to take off immediately. He's going to get the yards. He's going to fight for yards. And guess what? There's no bad things that come from positive yardage.
Now, Zach, I wouldn't call you an expert, all right? I'm going to call someone like Jordan Rananan an expert, the guy that covers the Giants. I think I said his last name right. If not, whatever.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. Would you compare Jalen Hurts to Russell Wilson?
I would compare Jalen Hurts right now at this stage to Tim Tebow.
Okay, that's fair. And we all saw Tim Tebow's throw motion. It was really bad. The guy would go all the way back here and go whoosh, like he would throw it as fast as he could. Tim Tebow is one of the best college quarterbacks of all time. That's an example of where I'm leading at. One of the best college quarterbacks of all time, maybe the best college quarterback of all time. And he didn't turn out so well in the NFL, did he? No, he did not. He won the Heisman, right? Yeah. Didn't turn out so well in the NFL. He's playing baseball right now for a AA team. That's what he's doing.
If you want to call it that, you want to call him playing baseball. I don't know.
Yeah, great guy. Won a playoff game. I remember that to Demaryius Thomas. Overtime.
Exactly why I give Jalen Hurts an outside chance because, like you've seen with Tim Tebow, the leadership, the grit, the will to win, sometimes that pulls the most out of the team. Sometimes the team is just too trash to do anything around them.
Yep. That's a decent comparison. Jalen Hurts kind of reminds me of Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott and him move similarly. But I think Dak's better.
Way more athletic.
I think Dak's definitely better.
Dak's a better passer. Jalen Hurts is more athletic.
The marriage between Doug Peterson and Carson Wentz is over. Either Doug will be fired or Carson will be traded. Carson is going to be traded, Danny. And anyone that's sad with that, listen, you could follow him wherever he goes. It is what it is. With that said, we have our call-in number. It's a new one this week. 215-278-8898. We want to hear your predictions. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear your opinions. Do you agree with me or do you agree with Zach on if Carson Wentz will stay or go? Those are things that we want you to say. I'm going to give my score prediction right now. I know it's early in the show. I'm going to give it right now. I do not think we score over 3 points in this game. I've watched the New Orleans Saints defense just light it up like a Christmas tree all year, all night, all day. A rookie QB like Jalen Hurts is not going to throw on them. His throw motion is weak. His arm is weak. I would be shocked if he got past the 50-yard line 3 times this game. I have a final score of this game right here, right now. 31-3 Saints. I think it's going to be a bloodbath, and it's going to be awful to watch. Zach's going to disagree with me.
I'm going to say 23-17 Saints.
Okay.
I don't know. If Taysom Hill starting, is Drew Brees coming back? I don't think Drew Brees is ready to come back because he had a lot of fractured ribs. Taysom Hill's been playing pretty decent. Nothing to brag home about, but he gets the offense moving. Michael Thomas is going to be a hard guy for us to stop. Darius Slay has been having a horrible 2-game stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he can do something against Michael Thomas, but Michael Thomas is a lot better route runner than those two that he just faced. So, and Devontae Adams is a really good route runner, but Michael Thomas is next level route running. So he's going to have his hands full right there. Hopefully, he gets some help over the top so he can man up. Even though Michael Thomas isn't a deep threat, if you're going to play off him, he's going to hit you over the middle all day. So if you want to play up on him, you're going to want to protect the middle of the field against Mike Thomas. Now, that might hurt him. Like, all right, Darius Slay pulls up. Let's try to go over the top because Michael Thomas has got the height. He can go up and get the 50-50 ball. So I think you need to have a little bit of coverage help over the top and make Darius Slay come up and body him up. Get him off his target. Get him on his zone and try to get after Taysom Hill.
Yeah, I mean, Taysom Hill to me, he's out of BYU, right, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Taysom Hill, I mean, he's showing flashes that maybe he can be an average QB in this league, but yeah, he's not very good. Let's be honest. He's on a great offense with a great defense and Sean Payton, and he's definitely helping them out. Great coaching comes a long way sometimes. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be much of the defense's fault, even though I did say 31. Maybe it is the defense's fault because Darius Slay stinks. But I don't know. If you can't score, I mean, you don't have a chance anyway. So I'm going to stick with it. I'm sticking with my prediction. I'm going to say 31-3. I just truly think that the Saints are that much better than us. There are some Saints fans out there that would beg to differ. They think that their team stinks. Well, it's a good thing that you're running into us at the right time. So it is what it is.
I saw this on Facebook the other day, and I didn't do my homework. I didn't double-check this, but it says the Saints' defense over the past 5 games, 57 total drives, 25 ending in a 3-and-out, 2 total touchdowns allowed, 13 turnovers forced, 17 sacks, 4.2 yards per play, a total QBR of 20.2, and a stretch of 42 drives and 14 quarters without allowing a TD.
Oh, my God, dude. He's so fucked.
This defensive front 4 for the Saints can absolutely wreak havoc without sending blitz or any extra men. That 4-man rush can create a pass rush strictly on their own. And against a team that's had, 11 different combos at the offensive line, going to be a little bit of struggle. Jalen Hurts runs for his life. So, maybe he was the better option over Carson Wentz because whoever's playing is going to be running for their life.
Yeah. And they have a secondary. You're forgetting that part.
And the secondary, a very good secondary.
Lattimore and Jenkins just name the field.
Lattimore's taken his game to the next level, honestly.
MJ Garrell asks, hey, Nitro, I remember when you called the Saints cheaters. Yeah. I mean, did you ever hear of Bountygate? They are cheaters. If the 49ers could score 13 points, Eagles could score 17. Saints could score 14 and I don't know where you're getting at there. But, yeah, we did beat the 49ers early in the year. I understand that, but that was kind of a fluke game, in my opinion. Fulgham came into his own. There wasn't any film on him. I just feel like it's one of those games where Sean Payton, he just comes with a vengeance every single time he plays us for whatever reason. And they're going to be playing up because Drew Brees isn't going to play. I just feel like we're not going to score as many points as people were thinking. Like, I don't know what people are expecting out of Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is what he is. He's a project QB at best. Like, I mean, you could say that they're starting Jalen Hurts to get Carson Wentz some rest. But I don't buy that. I just don't buy that. We're still in the divisional race mathematically. I don't buy it. Like, I'm sorry. I just don't. I just truly feel that they want to either not number one, which I don't believe in. One, showcase Jalen Hurts' talent, and hopefully he pans out so they could trade him. All right? Or number two, see what Jalen Hurts has for these last 4 games to try to contend in the race for the East. And then see if they have to draft a quarterback or stick with him going into next year. Because either way, next year there's going to be a different quarterback starting game 1. So those are my 2 theories on that one. But there's no theory of mine that thinks that Carson Wentz is going to be back next year, even with the cap hit. I think they've just had enough. I truly do. His mechanics are shot. He's shot. He needs a new scenery, dude. He really does.
All right. Hear my take on how you fix Carson Wentz.
Sure.
All right, so during this year, COVID-riddled, and I know you're sick of hearing it because everybody else deals with it. You have the Zoom calls. We've never thought that Carson Wentz had great mechanics, but every single year it's got to get fine-tuned, get retuned. That's what it feels like anyway. So every single year you go into the new season where he spends a lot of the training camp and everything working on his mechanics, working on his timing with his receivers, and he didn't have that this year. Everything has been different. A lot of stuff has been done over Zoom, and these guys do not have time to go over mechanics throughout the season. So what I would do if I was Doug Peterson is during this 4-game stretch or maybe after the season, you sit Carson Wentz in a room, you go through all his game tape over the last 4 years of everything that he's done well. Remind him of all the good things that he's done well. And said, all right, you've seen everything you've done well. Do you still feel comfortable doing these things? If you do, coming into next season, we're going to start running those things, and we're going to stick with those things. So that's all we're going to run with. We're going to simplify the playbook. We're only going to do the things that you say you feel comfortable with, that you've succeeded in the past with. And then eventually, once you start to get your confidence back up and start playing like the Carson Wentz that we paid you to play like, then we're going to implement more of the playbook. But until then, we're just going to try to get you on a rhythm. We're going to try to get your confidence back. And we're going to do the things that you can do well because you've done it well in this league before.
Do you actually think that's going to happen?
If they want to actually invest into Carson Wentz like they did money-wise, then yeah. But if they're not ready to invest in him any more time, then they're going to trade him. So,
do you think it will take a new coach for that to happen? Because from what you've told me so far, there's no way that Doug would be back because Doug goes through the same routine every offseason. So there's no way he'd be back if that's what you want to happen. So
I don't think Doug gets moved on from. I would like to see a definite offensive coordinator. Even if Doug still calls the plays, I think Doug needs to be able to sit in a room with one guy, not 16 people with 16 different offensive views and try to come up with a game plan. When Doug was at his best, remember, when Frank Reich was here, Doug Peterson was still calling the plays.
Mm-hmm.
It was just Frank Reich and John DeFilippo and Carson Wentz and Nick Foles and Doug Peterson all sat in a room. They all got comfortable with the game plan, and they all went through with the game plan. It wasn't 16 different offensive minds that have 16 different views on how the offense should run.
Yeah, but a lot of people are saying that Carson Wentz has a ton of minds in his head all at once. Well, going back to PP football, Carson Wentz should know what's best for him. You know, he shouldn't really be listening to everyone else but maybe a couple people influencing his life, because that's what got him into the NFL. If you change up everything that didn't get you into the NFL, you're not an NFL quarterback anymore. You have to go back to what got you into the league. You know, those fundamentals, that processing your brain. You need to go back to what got you into the league, because if you're listening to other voices telling you what to do, it could be a really bad influence on your choices and your life. You know, so you have to go back to what got you into the league. That's my advice to Carson Wentz, but he ain't watching this show. It's not happening. So, you know, but it's pretty simple.
Doug Peterson ain't watching the show either, but Doug, exactly what Kyle just said, but for you. Do exactly what got you the coaching gig. Go back to that and stop listening to all the voices. Stop listening to the analytics telling you to go for 2 and going, okay, I guess I'll just go for 2 because the analytics told me.
Because the computer told me.
Stop doing everything that these 19 offensive coordinator assistants tell you to do, and just you come up with a game plan. You, Carson, and whoever sit in a room, say, this is the game plan. This is what we're moving forward. Right now, Jalen Hurts is your quarterback. All right, Jalen, what do you feel comfortable with? We are thinking about rolling out 15 RPOs spread throughout this game. That's what we're going to do. We're going to lean on you. Is that okay? Yeah, all right. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go to the playbook.
Yeah. And a lot of people told me that they dumbed down the playbook for Nick Foles. Well, if they're expanding the playbook for Carson Wentz and he's not succeeding, why don't they dumb it down for him? I think I brought that up like 5 times on the show this year. You know, and it just seems like they're trying to expand his horizons when clearly nothing's working. So I saw this one play and actually broke down a play. I wish we had like a split screen here. It was against Washington. We were up 17-0 week 1. And he throws a pass across his body to Jalen Reagor, and it gets picked off to change momentum. Mm-hmm. There were 3 wide open receivers at the sticks that were just turned around. You had Zach Ertz. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you had Deshaun Jackson. Did he play? I don't know if he played. Did Deshaun Jackson play? It was Greg Ward. Greg Ward, Reagor, right open at the sticks, and he made the difficult pass, and he's been doing that every single week. You know, that's something that he's got to shy away from if he wants to succeed in this league. But time will tell, because I'm not a coach. I can't influence anyone. I'm just a guy with a mind and a microphone, and that's it.
All right. So you like to pick on Howie Roseman, right? I went through all of the NFL quarterbacks that are under the age of 30. You want to go through their weapons real quick?
Sure.
All right. Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins.
Patty Mahomes.
Better than the Eagles. Better than the Eagles.
Patty Mahomes.
DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. Better than the Eagles.
Russ Wilson.
Brandon Cooks, Will Fuller, Kiki Katu.
Deshaun Watson.
Better than the Eagles, right? Mm-hmm. All these receiving corps are better than the Eagles. Mm-hmm. Stephon Diggs, John Brown, Cole Beasley.
Bills.
Yep, better than the Eagles. Mm-hmm. Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods.
Rams.
Better than the Eagles. Mm-hmm. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Hunter Henry.
Chargers.
Better than the Eagles. Mm-hmm. Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel.
Panthers.
Better than the Eagles.
Oh, yeah, no. That's where I have to stop. All right, I let you get like between 5 teams and 6 teams, but I have to stop you at that. Jalen Hurts coming in on Sunday and proving that he could throw a 35-yard pass right in the bucket of Jalen Reagor without hesitation proves to you and proves to me that our wide receiving core is not the problem. You know, because Jalen Reagor is actually a very talented guy. When he gets the ball in his hands, he has speed. He shows flashes of brilliance. But the problem is, if you can't put the ball on him, he's not going to show it. Because he can't catch a ball that's 15 yards over his head. You know? So you're saying Robbie Anderson's better than Jalen Reagor. beg to
Robbie
differ.
Anderson's a 1,000-yard receiver.
Robbie Anderson is also their main target with a main quarterback in Teddy Bridgewater. So,
DJ Moore is also really good, and Curtis Samuel is a deep threat. So there you go.
Curtis Samuel's okay.
DeAndre Hopkins, Larry Fitzgerald, Christian Kirk.
I mean, DeAndre Hopkins is a beast. So
T. Higgins, AJ Green, Tyler Boyd.
Joe Burrow.
Austin Hooper, Jarvis Landry, OBJ.
Browns. He stinks. He stinks so bad.
Mark Andrews, Marquise Brown, and Willie Snead. I think that's one that you can match up with the Philadelphia Eagles right there.
On the Ravens?
Yep.
Yeah.
Look at what Drew Lock has. Jerry Jeudy, Noah Fant, and Cortland Sutton.
I mean, I think Jerry Jeudy's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm saying that's a good weaponry. I would take that on the Philadelphia Eagles in a heartbeat. My point is, you take a look at these quarterbacks that are under the age of 30, outside of a handful, maybe Sam Darnold, maybe Daniel Jones, maybe Derek Carr, have weaponries as bad as ours.
Mm-hmm.
That's the issue. And Jalen Reagor might turn out to be one of the premier wide receivers, but right now he's a rookie. He's young. He's inexperienced. He's still learning the game. And he had some injuries that set him back in the offseason and during the regular season, so he hasn't had as much reps. But right now, we need to be able to build around whoever our quarterback is. If it's going to be Jalen Hurts for the future, we need to build around him. If it's going to be Carson Wentz, we need to build around him. We need better weapons.
There is a reason why I brought Jalen Reagor's jersey this year. Number one, he was my guy coming out of the draft, other than CeeDee Lamb. I knew we weren't going to get CeeDee Lamb, not in the fashion that it turned out to be, but I knew we weren't going to get CeeDee Lamb. So Jalen Reagor was my close second. There's a reason why I got his jersey. I'm not saying this just a bullshit. I'm not saying this so it's like one of those knee-jerk reaction things to get attention calls me for no reason. Jalen Reagor, when it's all said and done, will be the best wide receiver in this draft class. He will be the all-around best wide receiver in this draft class. He can return punts. We already saw it on Sunday. Get the ball in his hand, brings it right to the end zone. Great at catching the ball. I don't remember him dropping a clear pass that was actually put right on him. I don't remember it. Speed. He runs a 4.24, I believe, when healthy. He has all the fundamentals that you want a wide receiver. The last 3 years he's been playing with nothing but ass QBs that throw the ball wide over his head. And I feel like all the balls that went his way at TCU this last season, if I'm not mistaken, 30% of the balls were uncatchable because his QB was that bad. Jalen Reagor, and if you add on Jamar Chase in the draft next year, that's going to be a KO. That is going to be a dynamic threat. That is going to be a wide receiver duo that may turn out to be one of the best in NFL history. And a lot of people think I'm nuts for saying Jalen Reagor is going to be that good. You watch, you wait. I only say these things when I know I'm pretty sure I'm going to be right. Jalen Reagor has all the attributes, and people gave up on him way too quickly.
Hey, I'm not knocking him. I am not knocking him. I'm not saying that he's bad or a bust or whatever. I'm just saying he's still growing. He's still growing. So that's not going to help your quarterback right this second. Are you going to burst? Yeah, but it's not going to help your quarterback right this second.
But a lot of people are saying, oh, but Justin Jefferson. Do you guys understand something? If Justin Jefferson were here right now in this system, he wouldn't be playing the way he is on Minnesota. Do you guys understand that? Like just because he's balling out on Minnesota with a QB like Kirk Cousins, who's actually putting the ball right on him, doesn't mean that he'll do that here with the guy that's struggling to throw a 15-yard pass.
And they have a good offensive coordinator in Gary Kubiak.
Exactly. And Justin Jefferson, I like Justin Jefferson, so I think he's the best in the class? No, not even close. He might be your offensive rookie this year. He might be. But if he were here, he wouldn't be doing what he's doing in Minnesota. He wouldn't. And you can say that's not facts, but it's pretty damn close. Because people that watch football like me, people that have eyes, study film, realize that this offensive line is dog shit. And there's no separation because Carson Wentz doesn't create a rhythm. He doesn't – when he throws the ball, all right, wide receivers expect the ball to be in one place. And this is a crazy, crazy thought process. But I explained this to Zomp maybe a year ago. A wide receiver expects the ball to be right on the money, right in the hands, not in the chest. That's one of the worst places you could put a ball if you're a wide receiver. Wide receivers expect the ball to be perfectly put in their hands, maybe a little bit, maybe 6 inches above their hands at the most. When Carson Wentz throws a ball, he throws it like it's a windmill. You're expecting it here, and it'll be back here. You're expecting it here, it'll be down here. This fucks up a wide receiver's mindset. All right. Have I ever played wide receiver in high school? No. But I've talked to wide receivers in high school that told me what I'm telling you. It's all about rhythm. It's all about catching that pass where it's supposed to be placed. And when you're expecting the ball to be down here because he's not playing well and he finally throws it up here, they're not expecting it. And that's a problem. There's no consistency without the wide. There's no consistency with the wide receivers and the quarterback. Next year there will be, and I guarantee that.
Did you see that 49ers game against the Philadelphia Eagles? How many balls were off target for the 49ers? How many times Kittle adjusted to the pass?
Yep.
How come our wide receivers can't do that?
Did you just compare George Kittle to our wide receivers?
I'm just saying. You see a lot of
George Kittle's a $120 million tight end.
Okay. And he wasn't before that, so
because he's great. He's great.
Our wide receivers. So you're saying our wide receivers aren't great?
No, I'm saying our best wide receiver is a rookie that was out 8 games this year, and it's taking him time to adjust, and everyone's jumping on him.
Okay, but the point is, as a wide receiver, you're supposed to be able to adjust to the ball.
No, I agree with that. I'm not disagreeing. Alshon Jeffrey, the one guy that we have on our field that was a Pro Bowl talent, is in a rocking chair. He could barely walk to his route.
2017 was the only year we got out of Jeffrey.
Pretty much, and it was the only year that mattered.
Yeah, exactly, because it brought us a Super Bowl.
Exactly. So I'm not dissing him. They should be playing Fulgham. Everyone's dissing Fulgham now. I think Fulgham's a beast. I truly do. They just need to play him more. I know that one pass that he dropped was pretty bad, but I have faith in my guy Fulgham. Brayden Ayuk, hands down, just I don't know if I. Yeah, I mean, you could have that one. You could have that one, Zach.
Big body, fast, can go up and get the ball, high point the ball. I like him.
He's from AZ State, right?
Arizona State. You got it.
Okay. Your best wide receiver isn't better than Kittle with hands.
I agree. I'm just saying, you've seen how he adjusts to the ball. Why can't our wide receivers adjust to the ball?
It takes some time, Zachy. All right, with that said, call-in number is 215-278-8898. Score predictions if you want to argue with Zach or I. If you don't want to call in at all, it's completely up to you. But this is usually the time in the show where people argue with us for no apparent reason. I was kind of looking forward to that, but it is a Friday night. You're probably drinking, and that's okay because after this, I'm going to go to the bar myself because it was a long fucking week. So I will be going out. I'll be having a blast. And, yeah, thanks for tuning in. We really, really appreciate it. And this is actually a comment I want to get to. Jamar Chase won't help out if our quarterback cannot get him the ball. See, Jamar Chase to me is this generational talent to where he would actually spin in windmills to get the ball. Like he knows bad quarterbacks when he sees them, and he'll adjust to it because Jamar Chase is a freak. He's a freak of nature. So that's one exception. Jamar Chase he's dynamic, and that's a guy you cannot miss. Phone call. First phone call of the night on Fly Like an Eagle podcast.
Fly Like an Eagle podcast. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Decline.
Or not.
Nope.
Oh. That was almost fun. We won the Super Bowl. Chiefs almost lost with a team that good. I believe in this franchise. I mean, I believe in this franchise too. Listen, we have a Super Bowl title. If we didn't have a Super Bowl title, a lot of us would be thinking about, I'm not saying suicide, but it would be pretty bad right now. 17-14 Eagles win. I like your optimism. Love your optimism. Give Jalen some time. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The people that are bashing Jalen Reagor, give him some fucking time. Like, come on. Faith in Hurts, that makes one of us, buddy. I think we should get a linebacker. You're nailing it right on the head, Samurai, but the thing is, this franchise does not value linebackers. Never have, never will. The one linebacker that you'd get in the first round, actually the first couple of picks, would be Micah Parsons from Penn State. I'm not a Penn State guy, but I've looked up some film of this guy. He's the real deal. But they're not going to go linebacker. They're just not going to do that because they never will. Wentz's accuracy has since 2016, 2020, 38, 12, 27, 33, 33 among QBs have played. So 12, I guess, was in 2017, if I'm guessing. I mean, the 30s are pretty bad, Zach. If that's true. I don't know if that's true. I think he could have made that up. And 2020 Vision's one of Zach's favorite fans, so you just never know. Would I rather have a coach or a new GM? GM. I'd rather have a new GM. I don't think Howie Roseman is right for the job. I feel like Howie Roseman is someone that's keeping this team back, but it's not my decision at the end of the day. And Jeffrey Lurie loves Howie Roseman for whatever reason, so I can't persuade him to say, hey, at least put him as your bitch boy accountant and then bring in a player personnel guy. I can't do that, so I just got to see what happens. And I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan till the day I die. There's nothing I can do. Like I said, I'm just a guy with a mic. That's all I'm going to be. Should have showed respect to Jenkins. He's going to make us regret letting him go. Jenkins is old as hell. There was no way we were holding on to him. Listen, you're not paying him big money. He's 33 years old. We need offensive coordinator. Yeah, we don't have one. I'm trying to call the bid. Call back. Call back. Let me see something. Winning any big money lately? I mean, I have Nevada tonight in football, but that's about it. I won on North Texas by a half a point today in basketball. Watch how he drafts some QB in the first round that no one's ever heard of. I mean, if you want to talk about a QB that no one's ever heard of in like the spotlight of QBs, it would be Zach Wilson out of BYU. Because when Zach Wilson's name would be called, a lot of people are like, who the fuck is that? And then they go look at film and realize he's a stud of a QB. But in the first round, you have Fields, you have Trevor Lawrence, and you have Zach Wilson. Those are the top three quarterbacks in the draft. You also have one from North Dakota State. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but those are the top four QBs in the draft. So if he were – we got a phone call. All right, call him back on Fly Like an Eagle podcast.
Fly Like an Eagle podcast. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh.
The call will start at the beep.
Hey, what's up?
Hello?
Hey.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, what's up, Kyle? What's up, Zach?
Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, so I'm from Delaware. My name is Lakon.
Okay.
Yeah, so I want to talk about the situation with where we at with Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts.
Go ahead.
So basically, like, I feel like even if Hurts plays well, like what are we going to do with Carson Wentz? Because I don't believe that we're going to trade him because of the money the Eagles gave him. So like, I feel like we probably might trade him, maybe, like, because that's the best option I can think of. Because like, if he does play well, I think it does like help him, with the draft pick. Maybe we can get a couple of draft picks, send him to, a team like maybe the Colts, I guess. I mean, a team that needs a quarterback, the Bears, somewhere.
Yep.
Because, like, I feel like trading him, cutting is not going to help us, the Eagles, at all. And, like, we just have to figure out how to fix Wentz. Like, maybe get a quarterback coach, an offensive line. And, like, as a Doug, I feel like he should stay for maybe one more year to see maybe if we get an offensive coordinator and a quarterback coach to fix him, because we have too much money invested in Carson Wentz, and we can't let go of him this year. Like, it's just impossible. There's no way we can just let him go without suffering consequences. So maybe that's probably the plan with Jalen Hurts. Maybe he does well for the rest of the season, and then basically use him as a trade bait. What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, I'll hit on this first. If Jalen Hurts succeeds for the rest of the season and potentially brings us into the playoffs, winning this division, which could actually happen mathematically, if he has that happen, he's the guy going forward without a doubt. You would have Carson Wentz on the bench next year as the highest paid backup probably in NFL history. But a lot of the fans' theory goes, you can't trade him away because we'll take a big cap hit. Now, I understand the cap hit would suck, but you still could trade him away. You could. I mean, if they wanted to bite the bullet and send him off and just get rid of him and move on for the future, I could see it. I truly could see it. I mean, a lot of people are saying it's a lot of money. I understand that. But if you really want to do what's best for the team and you just want to move on from him, I could see them cutting the cord and doing it. I really could. I don't know if it would be Howie Roseman doing it, but I could potentially see them doing it. I really could. I mean, I sound crazy. I could see them doing it personally. I think Zach has a different opinion, but I could see it.
All right, so I've been reading a couple articles about the cap because there's a rumor if you release them, it's going to count $60 million against the cap, which is true. But there's also a tiny bit of an out. I think the date is June 1st. I could be wrong, but there is a date that you could trade him before and actually save $800,000, but you still take a cap hit of $33 million as opposed to the $34 million you'd pay him to be on the team. So I think right now is going to be a critical time to analyze what you have in both quarterbacks. If you indeed want to move on from Carson Wentz, for me, I'm with you. I think what you have to do is you have to, figure out what's wrong with Carson. You invested the money in him, not because of 2017, because that's not when he got paid. He got paid off his 2018 and 2019 season. That's when he got his extension. So I think they did a great job of trying to jump ahead, but the problem is that Carson didn't jump ahead with him. They wanted to get ahead of everybody's deal. They wanted to do it before the Patrick Mahomes deal. So they're looking at it long term that this could be a potentially cheap deal, but it's not going to be a cheap deal if Carson's playing the way that he's playing. I think the best move for the Eagles is to not trade Carson Wentz and try to fix him this coming year.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, both sides, both ways, we're going to suffer the consequences. So I think I feel like Doug still believes in Carson Wentz. I don't think he has given up on him yet. It's just because he's just been playing so bad. I mean, it's not all his fault. I mean, obviously, but it's because he's playing so bad. He had no chance to take him out. But like you said, man, it's just no win-win situation with us. We're under the salary cap, and there's no way up for us to pull this move off. And I don't see us having a better salary cap in the future because due to the Corona, is just not a lot of cap money left. So either way, I just don't know how we're going to deal with the situation. So it's tough. And I also kind of agree with Kyle when it comes to Jalen Hurts. I mean, I watched a lot of tape on him in college. I'm not wishing him bad. I want him to succeed, but he's, to me, he's a short-term quarterback. When I see him play, it's he sees running read, and if he's not open, he starts running. In the NFL type of level, it's not going to work every time. So it's going to be tough for him. He has to be a quarterback, and I hope he does. But at the end of the day, it's just honestly, he's kind of a short-term answer more than a long-term answer, a franchise type of QB. But hey, we'll see what happens Sunday, man. That's all I can say for that part.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have a score prediction?
This is gonna be tough. I'll say Saints 31, Philly 17.
All right, that's not a bad prediction. Thanks for the phone call. We appreciate it.
I mean, no problem, man.
Thanks.
I see both.
All right, so I wanted to touch on real quick. I think he nailed it perfectly with Jalen Hurts. I think the biggest issue is that Jalen Hurts is going to come in and his legs are going to open up this offense just a little bit. I don't know if it's going to happen against the Saints because that's a top 5 defense, but I think you're going to see it over these next 4 games if he's the starting quarterback over the next 4 games. But it's all about how the defense adjusts to his legs. Are the DBs going to stop looking in the backfield at Jalen Hurts and just let the linebackers and the defensive tackles and the defensive ends do their job and hold Jalen Hurts in the pocket? Or are the DBs going to get caught staring down in the pocket and creating separation for these wide receivers? If they can adapt to Jalen Hurts' running style, the defenses, then Jalen's going to have to adapt as a passer. like you've seen with Lamar Jackson, how if they get behind and they can't run the ball and he's got to pass it, I think you're going to see the same thing with Jalen Hurts. And I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is Lamar Jackson, so don't say that.
That's the one QB where I think he throws worse than Jalen Hurts. I think Lamar Jackson takes the cake of throwing the ball. Like he cannot throw the football to save his life. There was this one play I think it was on 4th down. He couldn't use his legs. He was trying to throw it into the end zone, and he threw it right to the guy's feet. Like it was like one of the worst throws I've ever seen in my life. And the reason why I remember that is because I bet on I think it was the under in that game, and I completely lost because it went over at like the last second. We got a phone call.
At the beat.
Fly Like an Eagle podcast. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, what's going on? It's Danny.
Hey, what up, Danny?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
Oh boy, lots to talk about. So here's my opinion on the whole situation. I think it's the right move, especially because with the way Carson's been playing. I mean that game. I mean every time I've called in, I've bashed him, pretty harshly because of how poorly he's played this year, and I just think he needs to change. You need a change at the position. You use the 2nd round pick on Hurts, and I'm not the biggest Hurts fan either. I mean, I think he's, obviously a really good athlete, but I think he has a long way to go as a passer. But, you use the 2nd round pick on him, and you might as well see what you got in him, because of how poorly Carson's been playing. And I just think, I think I commented this earlier, I just think the marriage between Doug Peterson and Carson Wentz is over. I think one of those two guys will not be here. I think one of them will be here, and I think the other won't be here. And I think a lot of it comes down to Jalen Hurts. I think if Jalen Hurts comes in and he looks, pretty good and the offense looks a lot better and he looks like a guy that, could potentially become a franchise quarterback, I think they're going to trade Carson. I mean, I know they would have to take a huge cap hit, but that's just my gut feeling. I was reading an article by some guy named Elliot Shorr-Parks, and I know he's a guy, I know he's one of these guys in the Philadelphia media that's kind of anti, Carson Wentz, but he wrote an article about how that it is possible, for the Eagles to trade him. So I can't exactly remember. I don't have the numbers off of the top of my head, but I just feel like if they think Hurts can be the guy, or maybe they look at a quarterback in the draft and they think that guy could be the future, I think they could trade Carson Wentz. However, if Jalen Hurts, if he just completely falls flat on his face, I think there's a possibility that Carson Wentz stays because they do have a lot of money invested into him. So I just think one of those two guys won't be here, but I'm not a huge Hurts fan, but I'm interested to see what he can do. I just think the Eagles, and I've said this every time I've called in, I've talked about how Carson he doesn't need to go out there and be, Peyton Manning. He's just got to go out there and execute the offense. And I know he doesn't have a lot around him. I know the offensive line is bad, but he just got to go out there. I think if the Eagles, if they had a quarterback that made good decisions, threw balls with accuracy and anticipation, threw the ball away when they needed to, I think that would really help the offense. So it'll be interesting to see because when Hurts came in, I thought he looked pretty good. Now, again, the Packers didn't prepare for Hurts and, whatever, but I thought he made some good throws, and obviously he can use his legs, and that's important, So we'll see what he can do. And, it seems it's horrible and it's a bad season, but Eagles will have to, gut the roster and start rebuilding. But if we can, go into the draft, and I personally think, a lot of people talk about Jamar Chase. I mean, I think he's a stud. I think we've got to start with the offensive line. And no matter who the quarterback is. I know there's a tackle. I can't remember his name. I think it's out of Oregon. I can't remember his name, but I think you got to start building up the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I think his name is Sewell. Sewell, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think we need to start with the offensive line, and no matter who the quarterback is, build around that quarterback. So those are some of my thoughts. So this is going to be tough for Hurts. I mean, the Saints defense is the best in the league. I mean, they tormented. I mean, I know Tom Brady isn't what he used to be, but they tormented him. I mean, I know he can't really move around, but that defense is tough. So it's a tough position. It's a tough position for Hurts, but I think the Eagles will try to come out, run the ball, maybe do some RPOs. I mean, Hurts is going to be running for his life, so we'll see what he can do. I'm interested to see what he can do. You know, and listen, he's going to have his struggle. But to me, I would rather watch a rookie. And again, I said this before. I'm kind of iffy on, Jalen Hurts. I know, Kyle, you said you think he's horrible, and Jack, you think he has some potential. I'm kind of iffy on him. But it'll be interesting to see what he can do. And if he makes mistakes, listen, I would rather watch him make mistakes or a young quarterback make mistakes than see Carson continue to make, because he keeps making the same mistakes every single week.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been doing that the whole year, and I can't believe, even as much of a critic as I can be of him, I just still can't believe that he's regressed to this point. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, everything is bad. His decision making is horrible. Even when receivers get open, he often doesn't see them. Even when they do, even when he does see them, he can't get them the ball. So I just think he needs to sit down, and he just needs a mental break. I think he might need it. I think he needs to change his scenery, but we'll see what happens. So.
All right, Danny, we appreciate the phone call. You got a score prediction for us?
I'm going to say 24-14 Saints. I say they win by 10.
Awesome. Thanks for the phone call, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. You're a great regular on the show. I don't see where all these 14, 17-point predictions are coming from. Like, I don't see our offense scoring that many points. Like, our offense didn't score that many points with Wentz in. We have another phone caller.
Hold on.
Yeah, no problem.
I mean, one phone call at a time, guys. All right, Fly Like an Eagle podcast. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And they hung up. Real quickly, I wanted to touch on what Danny said. I don't know if he heard me earlier with the previous caller, but June 1st is the date to look out for. If you trade Carson Wentz, and I'm not saying we should or we shouldn't, if you trade Carson Wentz before June 1st, you actually save $800,000 on the cap. And that's what ESP was talking about. ESP doesn't say a lot of great things, but he did do his homework on that, so he was correct on that. All right, we got another phone call. Fly Like an Eagle podcast. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I guess not.
Fly Like an Eagle podcast. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
The call will start at the beep.
How's the setup over there, Zach?
Fly Like an Eagle podcast. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name's Austin. I'm calling from Louisiana. And
Hey, what's up?
that was me earlier. I didn't mean to hang up by accident.
Oh, you're good. What's up?
So, I love the Saints, right? I'm a diehard Saints fan, right? I live near New Orleans, right?
Yep.
But I'm interested. I like seeing other teams, right? Because I've been all up in the Saints, so it's getting boring a little bit. But I think the Eagles did a right choice selecting Jalen Hurts because I think we all need to see more Jalen Hurts so we can see what type of quarterback he is.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and
we can maybe throw in Carson Wentz here and there, but I don't really think Doug Peterson will. But what do you think?
I think it's Jalen's job for at least against the Saints. They might take this game by game basis, but at least for the Saints game, it's Jalen Hurts. I don't think you're going to see Carson at all unless something miraculous happens, where it's a blowout and they need Carson to come in or whatever the case may be. God forbid an injury and Carson has to come back in. But other than that, I think it's Jalen Hurts' job for the whole Saints game.
Yeah. I mean,
You can go.
No. I tend to agree. I mean, my fear is that Jalen Hurts gets in there, he gets injured. Carson Wentz leads the team to victory, and the people are like, "Oh, he's going to do what Nick Foles did. He's going to bring us to the playoffs. We're going to win the Super Bowl." That's my fear, and I don't know if I want to see that. To be honest with you, I'm kind of over it.
Hey, if we win a Super Bowl, I'm not over that. I'll never be over winning a Super Bowl.
He'll never win the Super Bowl. Ever.
What I think the rest of the season, I think it's just going to be experimenting Jalen Hurts and the new plan for like next season. So what really should like the Eagles do in this situation? Because it's really a tough situation that they have right now. But it matters on who they pick in the next draft to see what they do. So.
I think it absolutely matters what they do. You know, you're either going to build on the offensive line or you're going to try to bring in another weapon because D. Jackson, Alshon Jeffrey is not getting it done. And Travis Fulgham's a nice piece, but at the end of the day, that's what he is. He's a piece. He's not a number one. Reagor can be a number one, but he hasn't shown it just yet. But that's not to say that he's not going to show it in the near future.
You know what I think about Jalen Reagor? I think he's a good wide receiver overall, but I just he needs to play more. All he does is need to play more.
He needs more time to develop. Absolutely, I agree with that.
And there may be a problem with where the QB puts the ball in the wide receiver hands, but the wide receiver can also maneuver like themselves to catch the ball, which is good practice for Jalen Reagor.
Absolutely, you know,
To be
it's their job to get open.
to be one.
Yep, I agree. You got a score prediction for us, bud?
I don't think the Saints will score that much. Maybe 21 to, I guess, 6.
All right, we appreciate the phone call, buddy.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
Say about.
All right, so do you know who will be working Jason Peters' position? Nate Hairberg.
Yeah, it couldn't be any worse, to be honest with you. I think
great.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah, definitely. I think Jason Peters is
He's done for the year.
he's done forever. I mean, let's just put it how it is. Dude. I mean, he can't. He's never coming back again. He should rest off into the sun. So yeah, we got another caller. Only on Fly Like an Eagle podcast.
Fly Like an Eagle podcast. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
The call will start at the beep.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Jeremy. Yes, I'm calling from Washington Township in New Jersey.
Hey,
My fear is with Jalen Hurts is that he runs with the ball too much and he doesn't really focus on throwing it more. But I understand like we have our wide receivers are very inconsistent. And my other fear is that the Saints defense they are notorious for playing dirty, and I think they will try and cheap shot Jalen Hurts in this game.
Absolutely, I can see that. Yeah, 100%. They're going to go for the throat. I think that's why they actually pulled Carson out of this game because they thought that they were going to try to kill him. You might have a point there. They're cheating bastards, so yeah, you might have a point there.
Well, I hope that doesn't happen. I really hope that does not happen. But we need to see like what Jalen Hurts can do.
Yeah, we do. I mean, Jalen Hurts is going to go in there. I'm gonna give you a prediction right now. What's your name? What? I don't think I. What's his name?
Hey, what's your name, bud?
My name is Joe. I'm sorry about that.
Sorry, you're cutting in and out, so it sounds a little watery.
Sorry. My name is Jeremy Heath, sir.
Okay. Oh, Jeremy Hayes. Oh, yeah. You give us super chats from time and time out.
Yeah, I called last week about the Packers game.
Yep.
Like and the Packers, not the Packers. I mean the Saints. Yeah, sorry.
It's late.
Yeah. I'm calling my AirPods in.
No, you're good. You're good. Take your time. It's talk radio. No, but I'm just Jalen Hurts. All right, I'm gonna give you a prediction right here, right now. All right, this is what you're gonna see, Jerry.
Their defense is pretty good. Like I've seen. I mean, they do have some holes, but our offensive line
Our offensive line couldn't even stop my 88-year-old grandmother.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. And this is where you're going to see out of Jalen Hurts, buddy. Jalen Hurts is going to do a whole lot of nothing. And if he doesn't, and if he does, you could come back and scream at me. He's going to do a whole lot of nothing. I was telling Zach during the show that he might not pass midfield 3 times. That's how bad this guy is at playing the quarterback position. He's going to get exposed. And it's going to be scary because I agree with your theory. I feel like they're going to try to injure him. I feel like they're going to try to take him out because the Saints defense is that vicious. They're that dirty. And Malcolm Jenkins is coming to play for a vengeance. He's going to try to hurt somebody. So
Jalen Hurts is not really going to do much. Maybe he'll get maybe he'll get at most 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it. Well, let me ask you a question. Where do you see the 2 touchdowns coming from? Like, what kind of plays? Like, what kind of formations? Where do you see the touchdowns coming from? Like, do you think Jalen Hurts is going to throw for bombs, or do you think it's going to be like a 5-yard pass?
Maybe like 1 touchdown, like in the second quarter, and the other one in the fourth.
So like
very late in the fourth.
Yep. Like a garbage time.
In garbage time, yeah.
So really 1 touchdown. That's fair. I mean, that's fair. That's I could see that happening. The thing is, like, a lot of people don't understand this, but I've watched Jalen Hurts a lot because I gambled on him.
The score, my opinion, will be 37-13 Saints.
That's fair. That's a fair score prediction. I actually said 31-3.
With a Elliott missed field goal.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to score a touchdown, dude. I think it's going to be a really bad game, and I'm not looking forward to this one at all.
Yeah, and a friend of mine, like my friend Joe, like he was like I was talking with him about how Jalen Hurts, he thinks like, well, he won the national championship as a freshman. In fact, he did not win the
He lost.
He did not win the NSF and the college football national championship as a freshman. In fact, he lost to Clemson. And in his sophomore year, they did win when he was at Alabama, but it was because of Tua.
Yeah.
It was because of Tua. They won.
Yeah, because Jalen Hurts was trash in that game, and they pulled him out, and then Tua performed his magic. You want to know how I know that one? Because I bet on that game, too, in Alabama.
He choked in the big game. He choked.
Yeah, he choked. He's a choker. Let it out. Tell Zach what he's missing.
He makes Matt Ryan look like a.
Oh yeah.
Makes Matt Ryan look like a Super Bowl champion compared to him.
Exactly. I mean, we all know that Jalen Hurts is a loser. We understand that. Everyone's saying he's a winner. When the hell did he win anything? He didn't win anything. He didn't win anything. All right, he's a loser. All right. So I'm not good with losers. I'm not. Nick Foles was a winner when he was here, and that's all I'm good with. Carson Wentz is kind of a loser. I want to win. I want a winning attitude. I want a winning mentality back in the city of Philadelphia.
And we see what we do.
Huh?
We keep Wentz for like at least one more year.
I think they're done, bro. I think they're moving on.
I think we keep him for one more year. If he does not improve next year, then we move on. We trade him to Indianapolis.
That would be the landing spot. Either them or the Patriots. And then he'd thrive with the Patriots. But do you have a score prediction? Oh, yeah, you said 37-13.
All right, man. We appreciate the phone call.
I love these phone calls.
100% correct. Jalen did lose in his freshman year.
Yeah, he's a
You know how many true freshmen won the national championship?
You know how many true freshmen have the luxury that he did?
I'm just stating.
He's not Tom Savage at Rutgers, Zach. He was Jalen Hurts at Alabama.
No Ken Dorsey, I'll tell you that.
All right.
I'm showing my age there. No Ken Dorsey. And that was a killer squad, that Miami team back in the day. Oof.
Yeah, they're long
You
gone.
young bucks, go back and watch Ken Dorsey in that Miami Hurricane squad back in the day.
Why? Let me ask you a question. This might be off topic, but why does no high school recruit want to play at Miami? Like, why? Weren't they like a big program back in the day? I think they were.
They were a huge program. They had Will McGay, Ray Lewis, all these guys. They had players. They had NFL players stacked up the wazoo. For whatever reason, it just hasn't gone that way. I thought Manny Diaz was going to bring back the promise, and it just hasn't happened. They've had some players, but they haven't had the right quarterback, and that's the issue. If you don't have the right quarterback, you don't have anybody.
Kavan, I'm sorry. I'll apologize. I don't apologize much, but I'll apologize. I shouldn't be bashing Hurts like that. That was bad on my part. I'm sorry. And we have a phone call. Only on Fly Like an Eagle podcast.
Fly Like an Eagle podcast. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Mike Hunt.
Repeat.
Yeah, what's your name again?
Mike Hunt.
Hey, Mike, what's up?
Hey, Mike, what?
Yeah, like Hunt.
Hunt?
Like Mike Hunt?
Mike Hunt. H-U-N-T.
Yeah, I got you. What's up, buddy?
So, like, I understand you guys, like, I think it's perfectly reasonable to not think Jalen Hurts is a franchise quarterback. You got to stop with the whole logic of, like, but he's not a franchise quarterback because he didn't, like, win the national championship. That's just really stupid. I mean, tons of quarterbacks went on to be successful. I mean, Joko, transfer, obviously he ended up winning, but I mean, Matt Ryan never won anything, Tyler Ryan never won anything. Like, there's tons of like quarterbacks that never won anything.
Like Russell Wilson. Yeah, I got it. Thing is, there's nothing that Jalen Hurts has shown me in college to where you'd think he'd become a franchise quarterback. Thing with Russell Wilson was he performed really well at Wisconsin.
That's fine. That's not what you do. Like, you're so hung up on this guy. And Tua came in for him. It's the same thing you do with Foles. Foles is good. I don't know why you're best. Like, you have 2 good playoff teams.
All right. Well, Foles came in and did work. All right. If Jalen Hurts comes in and does work, I'll apologize. All right. Is that fair? I'll apologize.
No. You don't need to apologize. Evaluation of Jalen Hurts that he's not good based off the tape.
He's not.
I tend to believe he's probably not a franchise quarterback and we're going to do the job. I'm just saying he's not a franchise quarterback because like he didn't win a national championship is really stupid.
That's fair. I didn't say that though. Zach said that.
I didn't say that.
You did.
No, I didn't.
You said he lost as a freshman.
I said he lost as a freshman, but I didn't say anything about him not being a starting quarterback in the NFL because he lost to Clemson.
I called him a loser. I didn't say that he can't be a franchise quarterback because he lost in the national championship game. I just called him a loser. I was being mean.
Like you always are.
But as for the Nick Foles thing, like, I feel like we need to put Nick Foles in proper context. Like, I think, Kyle, you're one of these people who, like, oh my God, he won a Super Bowl. We shouldn't let him go. Like, he got benched in St. Louis.
Okay.
Got benched in Jacksonville.
Okay.
Here in 2014 before he got injured and Mark Sanchez took over. Like, he's not a good quarterback.
All right, let me ask you a question. I don't care about breaking you up, but I'm gonna ask you a question right here, right now. Did it ever slip your mind that maybe he was in the right circumstance here, the right system, and players played around him while he was here? Have you ever heard about the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? All right? The guy won you a Super Bowl and you shipped him off for a guy that almost got the playoffs.
If you can only be a good quarterback in one system, are you really that good of quarterback?
In that one system, yes, you are.
How many quarterbacks are in the NFL that are only good in one system?
Not many.
So he's not a good quarterback.
Both times he was in Philadelphia, he had very miraculous seasons.
Say it again?
Both times he was in Philadelphia, one being in 2013, he was actually getting MVP consideration for having a ratio of 27-2 and bringing his team to the playoffs. And then the Super Bowl year, he won the Super Bowl. Obviously, those are pretty damn good seasons.
2012 was a rookie year. He was best. Rookie whatever. 2012 he was good. He had tons of drops interceptions. 2014 he was horrible. They got carried by their special teams. I remember that San Francisco 49ers game where they lost to Colin Kaepernick. I remember that game. All their points were scored by the special teams. That entire season, their special teams started them. The Carolina Monday night game, James Frost, I believe Mark Sanchez started that game. But just to show you that their entire special teams.
Let me ask you.
And everybody says, "Oh, he was 14-4."
Let me ask you a question.
I'm very glad we just move on.
Let me ask you a question. What were the records of those teams where he was quote unquote horrible?
2014, I believe it was 6-2, and like I said, they got carried by their special teams.
Mm.
Go look at their offensive numbers without including special teams that year. It was not sustainable.
I'll give you a fact. In 2014, he led the league in turnovers. They were still 6-2. You said they got carried by their special teams, right? Maybe, just maybe, a team rallies around a quarterback and plays for them because he's a leader and they like him. Maybe they think the exact opposite. All right, he turns the ball over. You know who else? You know who else turned the ball over consistently, religiously? Eli Manning. He has 2 Super Bowl titles.
Do you think Nick Foles is Eli Manning?
They both beat Tom Brady, did they not?
You think Nick Foles is as good as Eli Manning?
They both.
Eli Manning has put together a consistent track record of being an above average, not great, above average quarterback. Nick Foles has been bad for the majority of his career.
Eli has been above average the whole career. He's been consistently above average. I 100% agree with that, and that's why he's listed in the
Nick
top
Foles
10 stats of.
If he doesn't have those 2 rings, he doesn't sniff the Hall of Fame. I hate to break it to you.
I agree.
But here's another question for Kyle is why do you assume Nick Foles is the only quarterback in the universe that the Eagles can rally around? Why can't they rally?
Because he's the only one that won a fucking Super Bowl.
So what? When he's 50 years old, are they going to bring him back and be like, "Oh, you won a Super Bowl"?
No, because he's not coming back. He's on the verge of retiring.
But why do you think he's on the verge of retirement? Because he isn't good.
Because he reached the mountain and nobody else wants him.
He was also very
Tom Brady
depressed.
reached the mountain. He's 43. Russell Wilson reached the mountain. He's playing. He's not close to retirement. Russell Wilson was in the same draft as Nick Foles. He's not close to retirement.
Really just
retiring if he reached the mountaintop.
Tom Brady is an egotistical maniac. He's 43 years old and wants to prove that he can win without Belichick. It's completely different.
All right, let's use Russell Wilson as an example. They're in the same draft class. He won a Super Bowl. Why isn't he close to retirement? Because he's still producing and he's not bad like Nick Foles.
Russell Wilson is a franchise quarterback, and Russell Wilson is great. He's an elite quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, and Nick Foles is not a franchise quarterback. That's my
let me ask you a question, all right? And the chat's blown up. They're like, why are we talking about Nick Foles? Like, number one, the caller brought him up. Number two, I lost my train of thought. What was I about to say? All right? I don't even know what I was about to say. I'm going nuts here. It's like, this caller's great, but he's driving me nuts. Wait, what was the question? I completely forgot it.
Why is Nick Foles not a franchise quarterback, but you said Russell Wilson is? Why do you think he's so great? That's what I was saying.
He said Nick Foles is the man because he reached the mountaintop. Russell Wilson, who's a quarterback in the same draft class, so around the same age, he reached the mountaintop and he's not.
Because Nick Foles isn't coming back to the Eagles. He knows that. Nick Foles isn't coming back for a third time. Russell Wilson's on one team.
He isn't coming back anywhere because he isn't good.
Well, are you in the ocean right now, dude? Like, honestly, I'm trying to hear you. I can't hear a word you're saying. All right, so you're a great caller. This is a good call. All right, I'm not biased. I'm hearing you out, and whatever. All right, do you have a score prediction?
I just want to hear your explanation of Foles. Is it good or not?
Wait, what was the question?
Is Nick Foles good or not?
Yes, he's good.
Why?
Why is he good?
I'm just speaking to the caller, by the way. Because of a ring.
Yeah.
I'm going with
So
Trent
you think Nick
Dilfer.
Foles is good because it's 2 good playoff games?
I'm going
And Zach wants to compare him to Trent Dilfer when Trent Dilfer had literally nothing to do with the Super Bowl win. When Nick Foles was actually out dueling Tom Brady, going back and forth with
Trent
him.
Dilfer had a lot to do with that Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Yesterday.
The Giants scored 3 points. Had a lot to do with it.
Trent Dilfer didn't turn the ball
It's fair
over.
to say Nick Foles won them, even though he's played great in the Super Bowl, but he also
The defense sucked that night. The defense was horrible that night. Nick Foles had to go toe to toe with the best quarterback of all time, and he did it. If it wasn't for Alshon Jeffrey tipping that ball up in there and getting an interception, he would have been perfect in that game.
I just said he won in the Super Bowl, but you have to take into context that doesn't make him a good quarterback. Playing great in one game doesn't make you a great quarterback.
He's a good quarterback. Listen, I see fans like you all the time licking your chops whenever he has a bad night because you want to be right. I understand that. But no one's going to take the fact that Nick Foles won a Super Bowl for my team, and he's the only Super Bowl winner of all time, and that your golden child, Carson Wentz, is getting a shoe out the door at the end of the season.
No. Carson Wentz is not. Unlike you, I don't root for players. I root for the team.
That's good. That's good. I just don't know why you're hating on my dude Nick. I don't understand it.
Because this is my problem, is that, like, you can admit that he won the Super Bowl. You can be thankful for him forever for it, but you can also realize he's a bad quarterback.
No, the reason why I'm not agreeing with your theory is because if Nick Foles were to come back here and play, the team would rally around him and he'd succeed because he plays well here. That's my point.
I would agree with that if he played well every time he was here, but he didn't. He was bad in 2012. He was bad in 2014, and he wasn't even good in 2018. Even though they won the playoffs, he wasn't even good that year. He had like 7.
All right. Before we get off on this call, this is a good call. Listen, I'm letting it go. Before we get off on this call, you have to realize something. All right. In 2018, you said he wasn't that good, right? Let me just give you some facts.
Yeah.
If
2 interceptions in the Bears game.
All right, if Carson Wentz didn't get injured, do we or do we not make the playoffs that year?
To be honest, I don't remember because we had a lot of guys coming back from injuries.
We don't. We do not make the playoffs that year. He was brutal. His back was broken in half.
Dude, Dallas Cowboys on a horrible last-second play.
Yep.
Wait, Wentz was not brutal that year. He was like, he was average. He was not brutal in 2018.
Compared to his 2017 year, he was brutal. Do you remember that? Do you remember that Saints game where we lost 44-7 and the one touchdown that we had was Adams?
He was not brutal. He had 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. That's not a brutal year at all.
I don't see. That's the thing. Maybe is this like your first time watching or listening to me? I don't go by stats all the time. I go by situational play. Anyone can fill up the stats sheet. Look at Dak Prescott. Most of his stats come in garbage time.
Dak Prescott's a good quarterback.
Yeah, he's good. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying a lot of his stats come in garbage time.
I'm just saying Nick Foles is great. He won us our first Super Bowl. I love him forever. That doesn't mean he's an amazing quarterback. He's not good. Like, it's possible that those things exist, that he's a bad quarterback and that he also won us the Super Bowl. Him staying around and you acting like they would have won every year, like, that's just, there's no, like, evidence to back that up for you.
Well, I'll give you some facts right here. If Alshon Jeffrey doesn't drop that pass, maybe we do win the second Super Bowl. I know Brandon Brooks went down. I understand that. But was anyone really stopping us besides ourselves? I mean, the Patriots didn't really put up a fight in that Super Bowl, and they still won.
We scored 14 points, I believe, in like the first few minutes, and then he was all for the rest of that game. So it's not like we were like a wrecking ball, and like it's just not true.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. You have a score prediction?
Yeah, I'd say the Eagles lose. Hurts struggles, and then you react because he lost. the best defense in the league. So I'll go like Saints 28 Eagles 17.
28-17. All right, gotcha, buddy.
Phone call. Appreciate it.
All right, and future reference, next time you call in, please talk out of the water. All right? We need to hear your voice. But with that said, it was a decent call.
That was a good call. I like it. Now,
right.
Trent fucking Dilfer. On
Yeah.
what fucking podcast do you ever hear the name Trent fucking Dilfer? Only right here on Fly Like an Eagle podcast does someone refer to Trent fucking Dilfer.
Yep.
By the way, 7-1 that year, en route to winning the Super Bowl behind probably one of the greatest defenses in NFL history.
Jesus Christ.
He didn't turn the ball over. He did not turn the ball over. That's all I know.
There's one thing you guys have to learn about me if you don't know it. I will protect Nick Foles like he's my unborn child. All right? I love Nick Foles, and I always will. $2.99 super chat from Jerry Mahouse. Called in earlier tonight. Sorry for not showing your comment earlier, but I am now. Hurts will fail and will be exposed come Sunday. Listen, I agree, but I'm not rooting for him to fail. I'm just saying that he will be exposed. I agree with you. Thanks for the super chat. Don't show Zach. Let me see.
I mean, he's only going against one of the best defenses in the league, so.
Oh, excuses are common.
No, I'm just saying. I think he creates a little bit of separation with his feet. I think they're going to adjust and come out in the third quarter. I think it's going to be a good moving first quarter. I don't know if we're going to score a lot, but I think we're going to move the ball decently. It's the third quarter adjustments that got me worried because Sean Payton's really good at adjusting.
He is. Before we get out of here, because we're almost at an hour and a half, which flew by. Wait, I don't think that was it. Why do Eagles fans bash? That's not the one I wanted, but that was a good one. Who do you guys want to win the Super Bowl this year if you had to pick? Who do I want to win the Super Bowl this year?
Eagles.
The Eagles. Who I think is going to win the Super Bowl? The Giants. Not completely true. Absolutely not. Who do I think is going to win the Super Bowl? The Chiefs, probably. They're going to get their second because they're going to – I'm going with my theory. Everyone was happy that Andy Reid won his first Super Bowl. Now he's going to fucking rape the shit out of that trophy every single year, and he's going to catch up to Belichick just because they wanted him to win. And it's going to be so painful.
I'm going to go either Chiefs or Saints. I mean, both of them have been playing very well. The Saints have a great defense, so it doesn't really matter who's playing quarterback. But for the Chiefs, they're just on another level. I don't think you're seeing this whole totality of the offense. I think Andy Reid's doing a great job of dialing it back. They're like the Golden State Warriors, where they are just trying to cruise through the regular season, and they will absolutely flip the fucking switch when it comes postseason.
Yeah, especially with Taysom Hill, I agree. We're almost at an hour and a half. Thank you guys for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. We'll be back post-game around 7:30-ish, maybe a little bit later after the Eagles go final on Sunday against the New Orleans Saints. We'll be back. I'll probably be in my car again because I'll be at my buddy's house watching the game. I'm not complaining as long as that noise doesn't come up again and if Zomp doesn't go off like he did last week, everything should be good. But, yeah, that was a fun show last week. But, yeah, thanks for the phone call. I really, really appreciate it. Well, we had, 5 of them. Very entertaining show, as always. And if you guys like this, smash that thumbs up button on YouTube. Click the like button on the Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter and Twitch. And
iTunes
and Spotify. And, we'll be back on Sunday. And we'll be back year round. We'll be back.
Give us a 5-star rating on iTunes. Some jackass that hates Kyle decided to go ahead and put a 1-star review because Kyle has some crazy takes and some people just hate him for it. So they decided to give him a 1-star rating specifically just because they hate Kyle. So our ratings right now currently at 2 on iTunes. We only got 12 reviews, but we would appreciate your review on iTunes. Fly Like an Eagle podcast.
So, yeah, just to repeat what Zach said, some asshole totally tanked a rating because they hate me and they hate what I say and they hate what I stand for. Well, if you hate what I say and I hate what I stand for, don't listen to me. It's that simple. But, yeah, if you guys could do us a favor and up that rating on iTunes, be much appreciated. But, yeah.
Dilfer, if you're seeing this, feel free to come on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, always. And hey, listen. I'm trying to get Terrell Owens and Donovan McNabb on the podcast at the same time. I think that'll break I think that'll break some records. Hey, listen, and if there's a guy that could do it, it's going to be me. I'm going to be that guy, and everyone's going to be watching us collectively. So with that said, we're out of here. Fly Eagles fly. Let's not lose too bad. We're out. See you guys next time.